Alrighty then, dude. So I made a Bloodweb guide quite a bit ago, and it's pretty outdated.
Bruh.
So I wanted to make an updated version of that guide because there's been a couple pretty big changes that I'd like to go over, and I'm just gonna make it better. So yeah, let's get into that. We are going to be leveling up Quentin, as he is one of the only survivors I do not have the teachables for, and we're going to need to level him up to get his teachables, so I figured I might as well run through this Bloodweb and explain some tips and stuff of how I use my sweet blood points efficiently, I guess. So one big thing that was changed from the last video is that now every time you start leveling up a new character, whether it's survivor or killer, you will already have available to you that character's 3 unique perks at level 1. These perks, Vigil, Wake Up, and Pharmacy, are Quentin's 3 unique perks, and I also have Soul Survivor because I leveled him up 2 times apparently at some point, but let's just ignore that. Starting off, levels 1 through 9, you don't really have to worry about anything because we don't have to worry about anything until we get to level 10. And that is because the entity will wake up at level 10 and they will start stealing yo stuff. Whenever you see a perk, always go for the perks first. No matter what level you're at, you always want to go for the perks first. And the reasoning for this mainly is just because items like medkits and toolboxes or add-ons, whatever, if you're leveling up a killer, they will always come to you. Like whether it's a purple or it doesn't really matter how good it is, they will always come to you at a certain point. You'll always get them. You always can get them. Perks, however, they are a lot more rare. And for example, if I don't take Streetwise, I mean I have to buy it now, but if I were to not get Streetwise right now, I don't know the next time when I'm going to see Streetwise level 2. So please buy the perks first. Okay, so now we get our 3rd perk slot and the entity has woken up. So once I've collected enough nodes, it will start to move across the Bloodweb to consume them. I think it still is 5 nodes until the entity awakens. You purchase 5 things, or if you purchase a perk. So right here, I get to choose whether I want between Decisive Strike or Deja Vu. I think Decisive Strike is a lot better perk. So once I buy this, the entity will automatically wake up and take Deja Vu. But you can use this as your advantage, if you don't want, if you want to get some of the prerequisites of other items. So for example, since I know this is going to wake up after I take this perk, I'm going to first take these 2, and then I'm just going to buy as many as I can until I want. So now I know the entity is about to wake up. It's right here. I'm going to take the perk. It takes the other perk. And so now I made it so it only took 1 item, as if I were to just take the perk. If I were to just buy the perk literally instantly, then it would have took a lot more items. Keep going. Autodidact, pretty good. I should have got that escape cape. Let's not talk about it. Okay, and I guess I could note of the different tiers of nodes there are. So there's tier 1 nodes, which are these common ones that cost 3,000. They will always cost 3,000. Tier 2 nodes, which are the yellow ones, they cost 4,000. And tier 3 nodes, which are the purple ones that cost 6,000. There's also these. Oh, I guess there's 4 tiers. So this would be tier 3, which is the green ones that cost 5,000, and tier 4 would be purple. Also, to know that if it's a perk, you can see where you hover over it, it has like a special little animation. Perk slot 4, self-care or poised. I'll show off again. I'll buy the prerequisites first, and then see if there's anything I want. I see something that will give me extra blood points for altruism, which is healing, so I definitely want that. I'll take some of these common ones just because they're cheap. since I know the entity is about to wake up, then I will have to take the perk. Because this, even though it's right here and it looks like it's about to take this perk, it could potentially take the perk you originally want, so be careful of that. Also, because I haven't purchased this toolbox, the entity will consume that node, and it will automatically consume this one too, saving me an extra 5,000 or however many, an extra 9,000 points that I don't have to spend because I let it consume the way I wanted it to. The node is, the entity is woken up again, and now it is going to either take the flashlight or the chalk pouch. I guess another thing to note too is that when the entity wakes up, it will automatically, if it can't take a perk, it will automatically take the farthest item of the web. So starting, this is, as you can kind of see, there's like this little circle, and each circle kind of branches out like that. So there's only 2 items on this, on the middle circle. So I know that if I take this common thing, it will probably take the flashlight instead, which I do want the flashlight, so I'm gonna let that take that. I would recommend you always wanna, if there isn't any items or anything you want on the Bloodweb, like any important ones, then I would recommend always going for these 2 that give you extra blood points, because you buy them and then you pretty much earn your blood points back once you use them in game. So I want to make sure I can get that by buying the prerequisites of this perk first, purchasing this, and now because these are both on the farthest line web thing, I don't even know what to call it, but since I bought both the prerequisites of both, it will automatically take that one. So now we are level 20. This is the level where we will pretty much, I think we'll start to see a perk on each side of the Bloodweb each time. So now we have to decide which perk we want over the other. And, you know, this varies whichever perk you're feeling. If you're feeling leader, feeling this not happening, whatever it is for you, whatever you want to decide, just go for that perk. In this case, I think I will get leader instead. So again, buying the prerequisites, seeing if there's anything else I want. The gel dressings is a very good medkit add-on, so I want to see if I can get to that. Okay, so the entity is about to wake up, and I know the entity will automatically every single time take perks over priority of every other item. So once I leveled up the leader, it's going to take, this is not happening. And then I can get the gel dressings, and now I'm just going to save up as much blood points as I can by buying common add-ons. Blood point offerings. Also, I'd like to note that maps are a very good item to, as a very good item for unlocking blood points, because when you have a map, you just walk around and track things, and when you track things, it gives you blood points for tracking things, and like it tracks things like totems, and if you do totems, the totems will give you a butt ton of blood points. So maps are definitely a very good item if you want to continue farming blood points. Now we get another opportunity to choose between 2 perks, Tenacity or Spine Chill. I will probably go for Spine Chill, but I do want this brand new part, so I will get that before the entity wakes up, and then buy Spine Chill. So now, since the entity has woken up, another thing too is that the entity has woken up and taken Tenacity, it will keep moving until it cannot, it will keep connecting to other nodes until it cannot take any more nodes. So I know that now that it will automatically take the jigsaw piece and the yellow add-on. I have pretty much two purchases that I can buy that I pretty much know for sure I can get anything I want. The ring, sure, I'll go for the wedding ring. And now again, it has nowhere else to go to, so it will go back to its original thing of wanting to take the farthest Bloodweb node thing, which now is that, which I didn't want, thank God. Adrenaline or Solidarity. Adrenaline is very good, but I also want the Skipting Agents. So go for Adrenaline, it takes Solidarity, it takes Skipting Agents. Oh, it's gonna take brand new part, oh well. blood point offerings. I think I'd rather have the med kit over the toolbox, so if I take the toolbox, it has a good chance of taking either the shroud or the med kit. So yeah, no, it's like, oh wait, yeah, the shroud was on the same, yeah. I'm boosted. Probably rather get up the ante, but I also want brand new part. And I know the entity has to take those two. I don't want that, or rather my blood points offerings. So now we are level 30, which means we can unlock Teachable Perks. Teachable Perks are perks that you can buy, and once you unlock this Teachable Perk, they will be unlocked for you on all your other characters when you start leveling them up. And this is how you make the ultimate survivor on having a bunch of different perks from different characters. And yes, it's a very good time. Oh, okay. So now, I also would like to note that this is another important one. So Teachable Perks are special in the sense that the game will continuously give them to you, no matter if you keep buying other perks. So in this case, Unbreakable is a really good perk, but I also want the Teachable. Because it's a Teachable perk, it will automatically carry over to all my future levels until I buy it. So I'll show that right here by going for Unbreakable. But before that, I just want to get a couple of extra things. Okay, the thing's about to wake up. So I get Unbreakable, it takes the Teachable, and now I'm just going to buy some common stuff to try to save as many blood points as I can. Level 31, there it is again. Premonition, again, you could go for Premonition if you want. I don't really care for Premonition, so this is where I'm going to purchase the Teachable. Level 35, we'll get our second Teachable, which is Pharmacy. And where's the other perk? Dance with Me. Dance with Me is it's a nice meme perk. I can go for that. Go for some more blood points. Premonition is dookie, so we're gonna get the Teachable. If you have Spine Chill, you do not need Premonition. So if you ever have a choice between Spine Chill or Premonition, please take Spine Chill. And real fast, we're gonna go get some more blood points. Level 40, we should get our last Teachable. There it is, Vigil or Detective's Hunch or Premonition. Okay, so in this case, I could buy two perks. Since the entity has to take one, this is where buying the prerequisites really matters. So I want Vigil and Detective's Hunch if I can. When I take one perk, it's completely random whether or not the entity is going to take a different perk. So I'm going to buy the prerequisites for both Detective's Hunch and Vigil. I'm going to purchase Vigil and hope that it takes Premonition. It indeed does, so now I can get both the perks I want. And yeah, that's pretty much all the main points I wanted to go over, I think. Alright, well, I think I pretty much went over everything I wanted to go over, so hopefully this video helped you out. Please, if there's anything I left out, please leave a comment so that I can know and let other people know. And yes, thank you for watching, and see you later, dude.